crafters, tonight we're going to make a really fun card using 2 layers of designer series paper found in the new mini catalog. And we're also going to be using the Timeless Tropics stamp set and dies and the Island Vibes that we got for free from the Sale-A-Bration brochure. And you get that for free with a $50 purchase from the mini catalog or the annual catalog. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a second so I can turn the cameras down and we can get started. Here's that card we're going to be making out of the Island Vibes stamp set. This is a stamp set that you can get for free out of the Sale-A-Bration brochure and with a $50 purchase from the annual catalog or the mini catalog. And I want to give you a little tip here. So when you buy these cling stamp sets, the cling stamp set are the ones that have the red rubber on them. And they come with the image on the sticker that you have to put on the back. Now there's 2 ways to put that on there, and I'm going to show you both ways, and then I'm going to tell you what I like the best. I used to put it on by splitting this here. It has a splice line in there, so you can just pull this apart. And then you take the backing off of the stamp set, and this goes back on once we're done. So hang on to that. And then you lay this down in the image, and you want to make sure that you get it on there without leaving any sticking parts showing. So I've got some curves here, so I'm going to try and line that up first. Then I try and line it up on the other side. This one probably wasn't that difficult to do. And when you pull it off, you can kind of tell that that is probably pretty good. Sometimes when you pull it off, you've got excess stickers on one side, and that means it's not on quite right. And there's no way to really pull that off and put it back on again because it's pretty much stuck down. So then you can just put it on here and you've got your stamp. Now, my preference is, and I just found this out from somebody else, is to pull the stamp off and then pull the sticker, the entire sticker piece, off of the sticker sheet and put it onto the block. Okay, then you've got this backing on here, which is just a paper backing that we pulled off of the other one, and that can be thrown away. So you need to pull that off too. And you can either use your take your pick tool to get it, or if you have some fingernails, you can pull it up that way. Probably should have used my take your pick tool, but I saw that there was a little bit curled there, so I could pull it up rather easily. And then I'm just going to throw this away because there's no use for it. And then we take this backing off, and this is the one that you have to hang on to for when you put it back in the case. Then you want to line this up on the block. And so I'm going to line it up here on the curves where the leaves are showing. And there's some wiggle room there. So I saw that I touched it down too soon, so I just pulled it right back up. And I'm just aligning it, again, making sure it's within the margin of that sticky sheet of paper. And I don't see any of the sticky sheet coming out from behind it, so I think we did a pretty good job there. And I'm going to pull it off the block. We'll take another look at it. And I think we did a really wonderful job on that one. So that is my preference, is to lay the entire sticky sheet down onto the block and then go ahead and line up the stamps right onto that sticky sheet. I'm going to get started by stamping this white sheet paper, and that is cut at 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And I chose just Jade for the stamp set, but there's some other colors here that you could use as well. But I thought the just Jade looked really good with the designer series paper that I pulled. And let me show you the designer series paper that I pulled. This is from the Artistically Composed designer series paper. And I'm going to move this out of the way in case I drop the paper down. And this is what we're going to use. We're going to use both sides of it because it comes colored on both sides. And we're going to stamp on top of this to add another image. And then this is we're going to use right behind the white paper. So we'll hang on to that. Here are some of the other pieces that are in the Artfully Composed designer series paper. And I like that both sides are colored, and the second side is really a neutral. So we can use that year round. And the leaves are pretty neutral too, so you can probably use that nearly year round. And that was Artfully Composed. And so we're going to stamp the ferns on here. And if you look at this stamp set, you see it's darker in some places and lighter. And that is actually how the stamp has been designed. And I'm going to try stamping it this way just to make sure we get it all stamped real well. It has different gradations for the colors, so you can get it all done with one stamp. And I am going to stamp this inside the lower left edge intentionally. So I want to make sure that we're kind of even there on the left and the bottom side. And then we'll just take that up. And that is all done with that one stamp. And that's called distinctive stamp. And I am going to block this off. I'm going to just get the ink off from here so that we clean it on our Stampin' Scrub in just a few seconds here. I'm also going to stamp our designer series paper with the palm trees from the Timeless Tropics. So this is the stamp set. We're going to use these palm trees, just the palms themselves, and we're going to use the Cajun Crage ink. I should have had these all open because I'm having some problems with my gripping tonight. And I just want to get palms just going around the very edge. So I don't care what it looks like in the center portion. I just want more of it showing on the edge portion. And that's that. I think I'm going to do one more here. So it's like it kind of doesn't look like there's enough there. So we'll just stamp right over the top of it. And now that I have these all done, I am going to clean these off using our Stampin' Scrub. And I haven't used this yet today, so we're going to have to put some spray on here. And I know that this has a water droplet up there, and that means to spray this side and leave this side dry for drying off. So I'm going to do that real quick. And this is our Stampin' Mist. And then we just do a quick scrub here. And then dry it off. And it's all clean again. And I think we're done with this even. Next, we're going to want to glue this down onto the designer series paper. And here I have that cut out already. And it's cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And we're just going to use our multi-purpose glue. And I have it in this little bottle here. that has the needle nose tip on it. Makes it a lot easier for gluing this down without having it leave globs of glue anywhere. And I'm going to put it on our silicone mat just in case I slip up and go off the edge there, because the glue won't stick to the silicone mat. You just have to let it dry, and then you can just rub it off later when it's all dry. And I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch, a little shy of 1/4 of an inch all the way around on this for a border. And I did that intentionally because I wanted to see a little more of that, the fern colors there, than what would typically show with an 1/8 of an inch border. And then we're also going to need our Sale-A and the flowers. So I'm going to cut those out using our mini cut and emboss machine. It's hard to get this all on here so that you can see it. So hopefully you can see that. And we find our dies here. They are in the Tropics Dies. And we're going to use Aloha and then those 3 little flowers. And I have some Calypso coral cardstock that we're going to use to cut the dies out. And then we also have our Just Jade to cut the Aloha out. And I've got this tape that I'm using to keep it from sliding. That tape is this Post-it tape. So it'll cover it up, but it doesn't tear it when you pull it back off. And I just reuse it until it doesn't stick anymore. And then I grab another little piece of tape. And the flowers seem to be fine, so I'm not going to tape those down. And then we're just going to crank this to get it to come all the way out. And then we got that taken care of. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and pull them off. I've got the little spatula out there, and I'm just going to go underneath the flower and get it onto the mat here. Same thing with the Aloha. And then we want to take the Aloha and glue that down. And let's get our silicone mat back up here. And I am just going to finish punching these out here. And you notice I'm just using my spatula portion to just poke them out. You can use that or use the other tip. And the other tip is this pointy portion. So I'm going to put glue on this. And you don't need a whole lot. And I'm not sure, got a bubble there on the tip of this glue. And I was afraid that it was going to cause a problem there, but it seems to be working fine. And then I'm just going to use the Take Your Pick tool to lift it up, and then we'll lay it down. And I'll get it lined up with the Take Your Pick tool. So we want it to be parallel. And I think that's pretty good right there. So we'll leave that like that. And we could leave it like that, but I would like to add more dimension to it. So I have another one here. And so I'm going to glue that right over the top of the first one. And that'll give it more dimension. And not only that, I'm going to glue a third one right over the top of that. Now you could glue this all 3 layers right here on the silicone mat, or you can glue it right onto the card. And I chose to glue it right onto the card because it's not a very big word, so it's easy to get the pieces to line up properly, and then just clean up the glue, excess glue with the Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going over the edges there. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing with the third one. And I don't know if you saw me putting that on though, so I'll move this up the next time I go and put it on there. I'm going to pick it up with my Take Your Pick tool And we'll lay it over the top of the other one. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to line things up. And then I just want to get any excess glue. This glue dries clear, so you don't have to worry about if you don't get it all. That's fine. Okay, so now we have 3 layers of that aloha. Then we want to put our flowers on. And again, we'll just put a little glue on the back side. And we'll grab our Take Your Pick tool again. And we can either use the pick to lay it down, or we can use our putty tip at the other end. And I'm just going to poke that little flower center out because we don't need that. So we've got that taken care of. And we're just going to set that aside and let that dry. Next we're going to want to do is to glue down our designer series paper onto the cardstock. And we're going to just put some glue on the back side of this. And I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch per border all the way around. And we'll burnish this. I should have done that beforehand, but we have to burnish this paper anyways, so we want to make sure that is down properly. Then we'll put some dimensionals on this. And I'm going to use our Take Your Pick tool again, because I can pick them up really easily. And I like to put a lot onto the card because it gives it stability, particularly when it's going to go through the US mail. I want to make sure that it doesn't get all wonky when it goes through those rollers. So I put about 7 on here, 3 across the top and the bottom, and 1 in the center portion. And then we can just take the paper backings off using that same pick, and that will wrangle those all up. So then they don't go flying all over the place. And let me just get that put away. And then we just center this and leaving about 1/2 inch, just shy of 1/2 inch on the top and the sides. And hopefully I put it on the right way. And so what we have next is our flower center. So I am going to put on the matte black dots, and I'm going to put a large one on that largest flower that's on the left or the right hand side. Just put it right in the center there. Then I'm going to use the small one. So let me take this one and we'll put it right there. All right. And then we can get our other card back in here. There we have both our cards. This is the one that we did off camera, and then this is the one that we just worked on today. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. As you can see, you could change this sentiment out to be just about any sentiment. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. Sale-A-Bration is here. There has never been a better time to join and shop during Sale-A-Bration. What if being creative was your job? Oh wait, it can be. Sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator during the Sale-A-Bration event and earn 2 free stamp sets of your choice, bonuses, and enjoy the perks that come with joining the Stampin' Up! Family. For more information, just contact me. Shop Sale-A-Bration. For every $50 and $100 you spend, you'll earn an exclusive Sale-A-Bration item for free. Depending on the amount you spend, you'll be able to mix and match the Sale-A-Bration items you earn. We have a stunning variety of stamp sets and designer series paper for you to choose from. Take a look now through February 28. When you host a party with $300 or more in sales, or if you purchase $300 or more in sales yourself, you can earn the host stamp set for free. Take a look now through February 28th. For more information, feel free to contact me. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Saturday, February 26th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing something from the new mini catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.